Ever been injured on the job? Sounds like the beginning of a lot of those commercials that we hear right here on this channel, doesn't it? Well, workers' comp has been a safety net for many employees to receive just compensation for accidents suffered while at work. Well, there is a case that's currently being argued at the state Supreme Court, and here to break this all down is Mitchell Breen, attorney and founder of the Lowcountry Law firm. Great to have you with us.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
So how long have you been practicing workers' comp law and law in general?
I've been practicing for 5 years. I got right out of the gate after I graduated from Charleston School of Law and before that was Citadel. And I've been doing it, like I said, since I hit the ground running, and I had a good base since my father, he's a workers' comp lawyer too, so.
So you've seen the cases coming through his desk?
Oh yeah, since I was born. Yes.
Yeah, right. I can imagine so. And workers' comp, I would think, in a state such as South Carolina, is particularly important because we do have a lot of industry jobs, a lot of factory jobs. So would you say this state is set apart somewhat from some others in terms of just how valuable those laws are?
I would say yes, especially in South Carolina is very fair. You know, it's a no-fault state. If your employer has generally more than 4 employees, they have to have the coverage. And if you're hurt on the job, even if you might accidentally fall off a ladder or something like that, you're entitled to your benefits, any lost wages, medical treatment for that, any permanent disability for that. So it is something that's very special in South Carolina that helps workers, that they don't have to sue and go to the courthouse. It's all procedural. It's all within the Workers' Compensation Act.
I see. And how does workers' comp work? So you get injured, and what does it cover exactly?
So that's the thing. As soon as you get injured, you should let your boss, your supervisor know, but you have up to 90 days to let them know. Now the thing is, you should probably let them know as soon as it happens, number one, so that you can start getting your medical treatment so you can get better.
Right.
But as things go on, you might forget facts or details or anything like that. So you definitely need to do as soon as possible. The law lets you have 90 days, and then you have up to 2 years to file a claim. So with 90 days to let your boss know, and then after that, up to 2 years to actually file a claim for your benefits. But you don't want to be waiting on your rights. The law and workers' comp commissioners don't look very favorably on that.
Do you have to be full-time to get all those rights, to get all that compensation?
No. You can be part-time. It's just as if you're working, own the clock. If you're a W-2 employee, and then in some 1099 situations they have special coverage for that, you're entitled to all those benefits.
Okay, and you get not just your salary while you're out, but you also get your medical taken care of, and then any other funds?
Yes. So, and the thing is, whenever you're out, getting better, getting medical treatment, you get 66 2/3 of your average weekly wage, which on the surface it doesn't seem fair. It seems like you should get your full wage, but you're not having to work.
Right.
So
exactly, yeah. 2/3
of your wage while you're laid up and getting better, going to your physical therapy, having surgery, PT, everything like that. It really is ultimately breaks down to be a fair system for both the employer and the employee.
And from what I understand, there is a cap, and it's almost $1,000 per week.
Yes, you're right. It's and they change that every year. That's how things update all the time. Recent updates in workers' compensation is you always get there's mileage rates that you get whenever you go to and from your medical treatment, and for 2022 that's 58.5 cents per mile.
Yes.
And then yes, it's around, I believe, 963, something like that. Right. Something like that.
Well, now that we've gotten all that out of the way, I want to get to that state Supreme Court case. So tell us more about what's happening here.
Yeah, so it's you can find it by looking at Connolly versus Main Street Group America, and it's actually Connolly versus Main Street Group America and Allstate. And basically it breaks down to before, say you have two guys, sanitation engineers, garbage truck guys. One of them is driving, the other guy is a passenger, loading the trash cans in. If they were in a wreck and it was the driver's fault, then usually the passenger who was hurt, he could only go through the workers' comp system, and he would be totally fine doing that. He'd get everything. But say someone else had caused that wreck, they would be able to go after the at-fault driver. Well, because the driver of that truck is a co-employee, before you couldn't go after that guy. Your exclusive remedy was workers' comp. Now, what the courts have said, the Common Pleas and the Court of Appeals has said is like, no, you can go after them under the concept of that person is technically an uninsured motorist, since you can't go after them.
Right.
And it's so that's what we're waiting on the Supreme Court to decide.
I see. And would you, what is the difference though? I mean, you're still receiving workers' comp, but just in about 20 seconds here, maybe you can break down, you know, why it would be important for them to then make a claim against that other driver's insurance.
Yeah, so the important thing is that, as I've said in workers' comp, you know, whenever you're out, you're getting 66 2/3 of your average weekly wage. That last third of your wage, you're not going to be able to make that up unless you can make a claim.
So this makes you whole.
Yes, this truly, and that's why this decision has come down from the courts, is that the courts have analyzed it and they really realize that this isn't going to affect a ton of people, but whenever it's you in that situation, you want to be made whole.
Yes.
And you will be.
Matthew, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's been really interesting. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We're back after this.